Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. It's Wednesday today, unbelievably so. Crazy how time just goes by. And on this video, I think I'm gonna talk about a little bit about video games, particular things that I've liked when I was a bit younger. There was a lot of video games that I remember playing when I was a young kid. I didn't have I didn't have the latest systems, but nonetheless, I had my fair share of games that I appreciated and liked playing even up to this point. I remember my first console. It was actually a Game Boy Pocket. It was like a little visible, transparent console, or handheld console. And my first game was Pokemon Yellow. I remember I was 5 or 4. I think I was like 5 years old. And I played it and I immediately fell in love with the game. It was great mechanics, it was a simple RPG, and can you even call it an RPG? But anyways, yeah, I played the first game, and ever since then I gravitated towards Pokemon up until Pokemon Platinum. Yeah, it was in Pokemon Platinum where I stopped playing the Pokemon series. I genuinely just got tired of the same storyline, and they would recycle the same material over and over, defeat the organization, go on to Elite Four, get some legendaries. So I got sick and tired of it. But I appreciate the game nonetheless. I think Pokemon Yellow was one of those games where it was simple, and yet it had everything that I loved about the game: the storyline, the Pokemon, the music. And up to this point, if you gave me a Pokemon Yellow, I'll be gladly be able to play. I mean, it's a game full of nostalgia right now to this point, and it's a great game. Another game that I've also enjoyed was Ocarina of Time. Now, Ocarina of Time I didn't play until I was a lot older. I was maybe like 12, 14, but I think that's an adequate age to be playing this game. Not only to understand what the game really is talking about and what you're going through, but just to, it would have been downgraded, because, playing Nintendo 64 games in like 2010 was kind of you're 2 generations back. Nintendo at this time had the Wii going for the Wii U, and frankly, I was just stuck on playing this Nintendo 64 game. But I played the game, and I was surprised on how much love they put into this video game. I mean, when I just captured the 3 emblems, I thought the game from there was done. But it turns out it was only halfway through your journey, and you still had to finish getting all the sages to defeat Ganondorf. And I think that inclusion of the adult timeline was just genius, because I think that requires a lot of creativity on their part to put 2 scenarios. You put the child timeline, then you put the adult timeline, and it just works perfectly. The only thing that I hated about that game was the water temple. I struggled so much. I mean, I was like, I gave up the game like a month, and then I went back into it. That water temple really made me struggle so much, even when I was 12, 13. I mean, I didn't have things to look up online. Imagine the people who didn't even have the internet to look up on how to defeat the game. I thought it was, but other than that, it was a perfect game. It's considered one of the greatest games of all time, and I would agree so. I mean, if I can go back and replay it without knowing what the game was about, I would do it. It's that great. Now, I remember I had a PlayStation. Sponsored in part to you by coffee. Brought to you by coffee. Stay caffeinated. Now, I had a PlayStation when I was like 5 through 8. And the game that I just really loved the most was on the PlayStation was Spyro. It was Spyro 2. And I just, I really liked, I really liked the game. I don't know why. It's like when you're young and you play like something that's new, or like, I don't know, the whole game in itself, just looking back at it, I'm like, wow, this was great. And I have a trilogy right now, and part of me doesn't really want to play the trilogy because, you know, it's a kid's game, but for nostalgia's sake, I would give it a try. Now, what else? I talked Ocarina of Time, Yellow, Spyro. What else? What else was also a good game? I like the Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the place. I had it for the PSP, and that series, especially the storyline, was great. Talked more about Order 66, and yeah. Forgive me, I am a noob when it comes to Star Wars lore. It was the 405 Legion, I believe, aka Vader's Fist, and yeah, it got really creative because, you know, it worked with what the game had already. It had the maps, so it used what the campaign used its multiplayer maps and like what's the word I'm looking for? It basically used everything it had on multiplayer and made it into a campaign, and it was really genius. Great storyline by the clones and the Stormtrooper Legion 405. And then those other games that I've liked. What else? Super Mario 64 was great, even though by the time I played it, my whole cassette was dying down. I mean, it was getting glitchy to the point where, I don't know, I think it had to do with the ROM like deteriorating or something inside, but it was dying out on me. And, you know, I managed to get 120 stars, but man, I wish I had a Nintendo 64 to just play those games. Star Fox 64 was also good. It had a quick arcade-like gameplay. Good storyline too. What else? What else? Super Mario 64. I already said that one. Shadow of Colossus. That was a good game too. Just that the last boss, I never finished the last boss because that thing gave me hell. Gears of War classics. Halo are classics. What else? Yeah, I can talk about the new generation. I mean, I've been playing Breath of the Wild lately, and yeah, I just recently defeated the game, and you know, it's crazy how much time you put into these video games. I mean, I remember my Game Boy Advance, the Pokemon Emerald would have up to like 300 hours. Halo Reach would have like the same time, like 7 days, 10 days. Gears of War 3, Gears of War, all those. I was a gamer. I mean, I would still consider it as myself I am. I mean, I do like playing video games. It's just that when you're older, you just, you know, you have more responsibilities and you gotta do other things. So rather than just staying on this, watching TV or, you know, just playing video games. But, you know, I play. Like right now I'm playing Smash Ultimate. I wouldn't consider myself a competitive player because I main Cloud and I'm still in the GSP ranks of 100,000, and there's people that are like millions, but you know, nonetheless, I enjoy playing. Hit my tooth. That should hurt. Yeah, so right now I'm in a dilemma of not exactly knowing what I want to do from here on out. Is this a gaming channel? Is it a political channel? Is this like, you know, a literature channel? I'm just going with it. Really, I'm just like, you know, whatever comes to mind at first, you know. I originally got this idea based off of a post that I saw on Facebook, and I told myself, what am I something that I'm good at talking about, and regardless, can't just keep on talking about the conversation and not stop. Video games is up there, some animes, what else? Some books that I've read, but the thing about books, you know, after a while, if you don't like catch up to it, you forgot it. Like, I literally read Lord of the Rings, and I'm still like, to grasp what this book was about, it's still like, you know, it's, you know, the J.R.R. Tolkien's, it's a hard book to read. I mean, it's not for everyone. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. You know, I do some conducted poems from there every now and then. I've been watching Narato lately. I'm on the episode where Naruto is facing Sasuke, and they're like, oh, I don't know if this was like something out of the development of writers, but you know, just because Sasuke was mad at Naruto for defeating the guy that they were, that one ninja that betrayed the Leaf Village with the second Hokage's blade. He just saw Naruto defeat the guy, and now Sasuke has a grudge against Naruto for not being able to be strong enough to defeat that guy. So, interesting take. I mean, it reminds me of the Vegeta-Goku scenario where Vegeta wants to be stronger than Goku. And yeah, I mean, I'm going with it. Like, you know, I don't mind. Let's see what happens. I'm still new to the, I mean, I know the whole arc about Naruto. I just don't know everything, like, you know, specifically. I mean, I'm 105 episodes in, so, you know, at the very least, I should be able to know all the names, the Hokages, the whole general situation. I just know the general basics. But what I like about Naruto in particular is that it's able to, it's like a role and play in the sense, and when I mean role and play, I don't mean it by like, you know, like it's literally a role and play, but what I mean, it's able to grasp the human emotions and just know where to push your buttons and make you feel a specific way for a specific character. If you feel like, you know when to cry in an episode of Naruto because the whole, it builds up on it. Like, you know, like it makes you care about these characters individually. It makes you build up their motives. Even the villains in this series, they're not exactly like evil individuals. They have some form of like the reasoning behind some of these characters. You can understand their motives, and you know, even, you know, it's, I'm not saying to empathize with the antagonist, but also like you can understand where they're coming from. It's to some of them, not all of them. So I gotta catch up on the Naruto series with Sasuke and Naruto. I mean, last night I was watching it and I was like, okay, I know where this is leading up to, so I gotta finish up that. I'm really on like season 2, season 3. I don't know why some people are telling me that there's 9 seasons, and Hulu it's showing that there's only 4 seasons. But I'm on episode 105, so that's all I got right now. So I talked about video games in the first segment, anime in the second segment, and what would I like to talk about the third segment? You want me to talk about The Fellowship of the Ring? I mean, it's been a while since I've read this book, but when I read it, it was, you know, it's really complicated to actually grasp. I mean, if you're not like, you know, very much into literature, I mean, this book is off your range, but you know, it's considered one of the greatest books out there of the 20th century. And from what I understood of it, if I remember correctly, it's about like, I think it was about Bilbo Baggins. Yeah, and how he's so afraid of, he's living in a day-to-day life in the Shire, and like, he's so used to that life and he doesn't want to get out of that lifestyle. And then from there he meets Gandalf, and Gandalf's all like, you have the ring of the ring of Sauron, I believe it is. We're gonna call it the One Ring, right? And this ring is like almighty powerful, and let's see, so Frodo gives it to Bilbo, his elderly cousin. And so Gandalf is like, you know what, we gotta go off and destroy this thing, and it can only be destroyed in a certain volcano. And so Bilbo's off with Gandalf, and you know, he's afraid of going off into that adventure. And you know, I gotta read the book again. I mean, I honestly do. I mean, I've been into a few chapters in the beginning, but I don't think this is a wasted time if I actually go back and delve into the Lord of the Rings. And I think this is gonna cut it out for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we're gonna call it a day, and we'll just stay safe and be good, and you know, just stay positive out there. Peace.